Alright, so we're still in this church. We need to talk about this lady
The
here.
mother of humanism stands above you.
Mother of
A
humanism.
precious and complex wax painting
Wax
on a
painting.
single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body.
I mean,
Her
there's a big
face
crack down
oval
here.
and sad.
Visual calculus. Reconstruct the cracked glass.
A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you. A ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one. And a text. A light motif below them both.
Maybe this was the one who went after her. The next one, after she was killed by her security guard. What shattered this mosaic?
Unknown.
Unknown. Well, thank you for the answer.
A motor carriage. A gunshot. Someone falling into it. Or maybe just hooligans looking for something to break.
And who is this older woman? This one.
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator.
Through the...
She's depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden rights apfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole.
Okay, this is the queen, not the one who succeeded the day. Okay.
Small figures of
innocence.
wise men, common men. Worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, Theriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
The motto, what does it say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
What does that mean?
And then along the left side, Après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
Okay, what does that mean?
After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of this isola, the insulindian, on human thinking. A tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death.
Okay, so that's how the end of the world starts. Once you go through it, you find another world. I see. Lieutenant, this used to say, afterlife, death, after...
Death, life again.
He nods.
After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again.
So he knows it.
This exaltation is common in Dolorian sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
Great. And what is the RCM's motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Yeah, I like the other one better.
So do I.
Alright, step back.
The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression.
Alright, we turn away. Alright, informative, I guess. Let's read this, seeing what experiment is going on here.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity.
And weird sounds,
A radio computer,
says the lieutenant,
and
stepping
it's turned
closer.
on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but what is this strange thing? Point at the machine.
A radio computer. We have one down at the station.
Huh.
No, I don't know how to operate it or what it's used for. Let's go.
This is the Ream Prefect radio computer.
Okay.
A model number RC7024, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible interim printer.
Has it got a printer?
The Ream Prefect is the governmental version of the commonly used Ream Civic model. Although mostly based on the same technology, the Ream Prefect is equipped with better noise attenuation circuits.
Okay, so it's a government issue. Wait, let me just investigate it. Step behind the computer.
You see fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open.
It's printing something here.
The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. you're free to proceed.
It's not really diamond shaped, it's circular, but sure. Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies.
Smoldering.
Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March.
Okay.
This is the machine's filament memory. Press play to access its contents.
Okay. Press play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver.
Okay.
The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
East Insulindian Repeater Station.
This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere.
Huh. What's the personal log?
The filament you have inserted into the core.
You mean the glowing thing with the tape on it that says log? That's not that. That'll. Wait, what? Photos accident on St. Bern. This is Eastern Cylinder Repeater Station. Possibly this is a personal log. So I'm transmitting to someone else. Okay. Alright, thanks for the explanation.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
Yes.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Oh god.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer.
Amazing.
Maybe he knows something.
The lieutenant nods towards Tiago. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
No?
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Great.
Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Fortress accident. Sounds familiar.
The company on whose name the terminal you're currently using has been registered to.
Okay, Fortress accident. Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalog before she starts to read out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCS produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says.
Call in radio games.
That's not bad.
Wow, so conceptual. What's that? This interactive call in radio game.
Any other questions?
You hear her ask when the connection finally improves. The static drowns her response. Alright, great. What are you, a machine or are you alive?
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
Yvonne, alright.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
Paranoid? She repeats passwords. She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid. Okay, but where are you? How did you know where I am?
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. It's my job to know where you are, Fortress Accident.
Okay.
As for me, well,
Some
I
static
am
then.
sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a wall of radios.
Okay.
Now, please tell me if there's anything else I can do for you, Fortress Accident.
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call. Press off, silent.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
She says as the voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press print.
Nothing happens.
Aw, leave. Well, that's dumb. Let's find the password. Why is this highlighted still? I grabbed these shoes already, I think. Alright. Oh yeah, this music. Hey man, I need the password. Don't know if you know it.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
It's the Mother's Love coffee.
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
What's that about coffee? I feel like I've heard it somewhere before.
Look, man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
Great. Well, have you any chance heard the Vegeta say the password to a video computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Yes.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends in the interest of public safety, of course.
Don't sweat it, Vato.
Mm-hmm.
The password is afterlife death.
Okay.
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it.
All right. Thanks.
I think we're done here, essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation.
Guess
However,
so.
I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
There's someone investigating the Pale here. The Pale is coming through here, dude. That's insane. It's space. You might not care. I think it's super cool though. You gotta figure out what's going on
The
in this
machine's
world.
keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press play
The
again.
speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
It's actually 74 or something.
Good afternoon, Votre Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament.
Alright, good.
Votre Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, I'm finished with this call.
Goodbye, Votre Accident.
She says as the voice disappears into a world of
The
static.
machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Press print.
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Read the printout.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise.
Okay.
Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside.
Okay.
Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in.
Okay.
The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Do you think this log might be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
His eyes wander around to the various machines. Eccentric. Read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity.
Okay, so that's probably the kids.
See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving.
Read the third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking escasseres, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot. I guess so. Read the fourth entry. He doesn't know anything. He's not a scientist.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
Great.
But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
Okay, artists are fine. Programmers are fine. So writers, why would you need... I guess it's like a game making studio? I suppose. Yeah, she did say interactive games.
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying.
Okay.
Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
Okay. I guess it's like a game making studio, but then something erased all the data. Maybe the whatever, the pale thing coming in here. Artist programmers, Lexi, who are all these people?
Her friends? Colleagues?
He shrugs.
She must be quite educated if she knew how to set up all this machinery.
Makes sense. Read the 5th entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Okay, and did she get to?
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder.
Okay.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Read the 6th entry.
25th of February.
Oh, that's quite a
51.
while after, right?
I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right towards the silence. Read the 7th entry.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
Okay.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read the 8th entry, alright.
March
Interesting.
51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
Read the 9th entry.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles, crackers, ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum. Also some canned air.
Canned air.
Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Oh, the kid's coming in?
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Suna the programmer. She's probably the one who set up this equipment. Hello. Do you not see us standing here? Guess you do. She's typing.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
We're here in a side case representing certain music venue organizers, sure.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machines whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
Probably not.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
Okay. Hey, Kim.
Yes?
Nothing. Anything new with you?
What is it?
The woman is still hunched over the keyboard, get gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Okay, thanks for the resume.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal.
Did she say over 16 years of experience? She must have started programming when she was still a teenager.
Well, that's a long time.
That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna? Point to
I
it.
use the AR1 as my RAIN prefect's processing unit.
RAM Prefect, that's a radio computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the antenna, is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
She has stopped working now. Great. Not really.
Alright. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
Wait, what's on air?
On the front, the unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region.
The front, unified front of radio waves. So you send all your data to somewhere else, it processes, sends it back like a cloud service?
It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Okay.
Like love.
Like love. And the AR1, is it a good antenna?
I guess it is. So
Just have to
far,
think.
I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable.
Alright.
But it's not the cheapest one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you
Turns
should
back to
do
a
some
terminal.
research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieux dedicated to that sort of thing.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
Working?
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Huh. Could you close your eyes? Could you just shift for a moment or get to the point? Alright, what about those bowls of water over there?
They are connected to my RAIN prefect.
She looks up.
Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Sure.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Great. Isn't your RAM prefect radio computer made exclusively for the government use?
So you do know something about computers.
I know a bit. She
You're
looks
right.
up, almost proud of you.
Prefect is used mostly by the government peeps.
And you work for the government?
No, I don't.
So why do you have it? She nails
Because I
sharply
needed
for
something
answering in a
good
single
for my
breath.
investigation, and RAIN Civic is widely agreed to be below all standards. So I had to upgrade.
So you stole it?
Besides, owning a RAIN prefect isn't such a big deal anymore.
No, actually, it is kind of a big deal. You don't see Ream prefects in every police department, for example.
Okay, how did you get your hands on it?
I know a friend of a friend who used to freelance for the coalition.
She says
I was
nonchalantly,
actually
scratching her
aiming
ear.
for the military-grade RAIN Rational series, but couldn't find one.
So you got a police one instead.
Prefect is mainly based on the same technology as RAIN Civic, so it's kind of a rip-off. But it does have better compatibility with newer antenna models, so I won't complain.
I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
She dwells back into the glowing terminal. Have you seen the crab man?
No?
But you know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you,
And
the crab man has seen you.
I don't care. I don't care about crap men.
She barely looks up, now tinkering with the machine's printer.
Wow, she really doesn't. Not afraid, this one.
What are you doing in an abandoned church? Experiments, but for what? Really?
You really like those questions, don't you?
There's a hint of amusement in her tired eyes. I'm a police officer. It's my job to ask questions.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
Can't throw me out. What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
2mm hole? I thought it's 2 meters.
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
It says a burnished antenna around the nearby table. A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean?
That's
Up
something
to now,
frantic.
it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure Nothing.
There's something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls.
What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation, waiting for your answer.
Easy. You measure it by the world around it.
Hold on a moment, does that mean we're living in a world that has holes in it? You measure by collecting data on surroundings? Yeah. I don't know, I'm not a person that solve murders. You measure by collecting data on on its surroundings, on that which exists.
Exactly.
She
Very
nods.
true. That's what I've been aiming for. That's why I have those basins. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence. To find out where it begins.
Hydro transducers. So that's what those water basins are. Devices for recording sound through water.
Okay.
But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, looking at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
So there's a point somewhere up there where the null or the void has come in. Not the void, what is it called? The pale? The pale.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe. But it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the crab man lives.
I know.
You don't think the crab man might be somehow responsible?
No, I don't.
Okay, great. You said the research is not going well. Why?
Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a...
He stops
You know
mid-sentence.
what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
That's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole in the world, for now.
Great. Thanks.
Her hands were on the keyboard. Hey, about the 2mm hole again?
The Swallow, you mean?
She looks up,
What
slightly
about it?
rebuked. Nothing.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about anodic dance music?
What?
She squints
I
her
hate
eyes. She hates it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Have you even listened to it? Like actually listened?
Yeah. Like all the
I
time.
got an achievement.
My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they?
She pulls a face that look absolutely scathing.
Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right, but how do you feel about a club for anodic dance music?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it?
She looks up, shaking
I've
her
got
head.
some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What does it want to build then? A drug den?
Take a guess, why don't you?
Youth center, petting zoo, community space? Some community space for the elderly?
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Probably a drug den.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Alright, I'll leave in peace. Come on, we don't even know what she's doing. Let's type it away. So it's somewhere around here, I see. It's trying to see where the silence begins. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, we talk to these kids again. With their music. Talk to the girl outside first. I gave her my damn hat, so she might as well be happy. It's an expensive
Hello
hat.
again.
The girl looks up at him and alright, that's it. Go back in there. They want to start a drug den, dude. It's obvious. Some kind of drug thing.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Logic, godly. A cell was high. Suna said something's amiss. Unexplained ether smell. Unexplained nose feed. Headphones were sold. Convinced you're a smart cop. Logic 6.
Goodbye, officer.
Where did my logic go? It's because of my damn hat. Logic +1. So I'm getting some logic. Oh. Jamrock biker cro oh, -1 logic. Well, no then. Oh, Korov jacket. Aesthetic visual calculus. Yeah, this gives me logic. Give me that then. Empathy, alright.
Hi
All
again.
logicked up.
So, how are things going?
72% high. Let's go.
A number
Cool.
of things don't add up.
Yeah,
Let's take a look.
let's see.
How about gather around, kids?
Alright, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you.
Mm-hmm.
The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Sometime in the past, I'm not sure where and how, I fell sick and became the shadow you see now. But before that, I've risen to be as a police detective. Yeah.
But you still are.
Thank you for your kind words, but everyone in here sees I'm a disgraceful uniform. I was good enough in this job to be awarded the rank of Lieutenant Yefter. I could have been captain. Imagine that.
What happened?
I get looks serious. Life told me a new asshole. I happened to myself. I don't know. Disco happened. Disco
I've
happened.
been trying to say we need the next step in dance music to happen fast.
Great.
Shut it.
He looks at his friend. Shut it.
What? I have. I've said that.
Now, obviously, that might as well have been 1,000 years ago, but there's still some detective left in me.
The young speed freak is silent.
Suna hinted there's something else going on, that I'm being naive. The young SL is high as a kite out there. It must have been hard for you boys to keep sober for this meeting. This isn't because of a club, it's team full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs. Yeah. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
He points to the speaker. He has so much money as well.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where is his friend? Who's his friend? You have no headphones. When a cell need headphones to spin tape. That nosophed he heard for the active ingredient. The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab. The ether in the air, useful solvent. We're forgetting acting agent out of a solution. You have no headphones. Wouldn't SL need a headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
I know you pawned them, likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients.
I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker, you have only one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
Great.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one speaker systems.
That nosophed is here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
There's so much of it.
Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
The distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
The ether in the air, a useful solvent, good for getting acting agent out of a solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
He smiles nervously. There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
He sounds tired. Your girl SL is high as a kite out there. It must have been hard for you boys to keep sober for this meeting.
We don't need drugs to be hardcore.
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
So does SL need drugs more than you?
We know she has a problem, man. We're working on it. She didn't exactly have a smooth adolescence.
Maybe not today, Egg, but you need drugs to get through the days when you're not expecting me.
Climb down from the equestrian monument, cop man. Consciousness is new to the universe. We all have our ways to ease the shock.
Bottom line is, I know.
What exactly is it you know?
He sounds confrontational. Suna hinted that there's something else going on, that I'm being naive.
Hey man, who knows what she's on about?
She scoffs.
I get it. She doesn't want us in the church. She's got something against us.
Really?
Who doesn't like to dance? She doesn't like to dance.
In short, you had to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
Come on, that's...
Against punishable by summary execution? Against the law?
I meant to say, not true.
What are we gonna do with you?
What do you mean, do?
I'm gonna do something.
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing.
We do this lawman style. First you tell me everything, then I pass judgment. You tell me what's really going on and work from there. I can be lenient. Yeah.
What do you mean by lenient?
Not calling back up and hauling you all off with the pen. Haven't you heard I'm the dirtiest cop out of the river? I'll make life hard for you, using every connection I've got. Not calling backup and hauling you all off to the pen for starters.
Okay, man. Okay.
Raises his hands. I got him.
Things are just so hard for an entrepreneur in this city right now. It's not like we lied when we said we want to turn a church into the wickedest club in East Revershall.
Yeah, drug church.
Because we do! We totally do!
A drug club is what you want to make, though?
We just need to turn it into a speed lab before.
To get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
Great.
Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
I did do that.
This is it. Judgment time.
Pack up and report to Precinct 41. Evict them. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just club for anodic music. Oh god. It wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you have to do, but keep the club alive. Proceed with both. What the hell? These kids are just making drugs. You cannot let them? No. Pack up and report to Precinct 41. Give me your cash. Okay, no. Pack up and report to Precinct 41. They do it cop style.
No, please!
The one with the large head presses stop on the tape player. In the silence, you can hear the wind howl outside.
There needs to be a club for anodic music in there. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
Without a smile, he looks heartbroken and older than you thought he was.
We need a win. I promise you this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
I think you kids need to go into therapy or something, man. The law is the law. If you avoid the call, we will consider you fugitives and hunt you down. Arrest him.
No! What does that even mean?
He looks like he's at least 45 years old.
Fuck, man. You said you'd be lenient. What happens at the station?
The case will be reviewed. You might get prosecuted or not. We'll see.
Fine. I guess we're truly done.
Besides, but first I need to see all of your identification documents.
The would-be leader pulls out a card from his jacket pocket and hands it to you. The name reads Pete Andre.
Maybe, the police system can clean you guys up, hopefully. Let's see. Who knows?
His friend hands you his papers. The name reads Carl Holtzman.
And your name was Jermaine?
Jermaine!
The one with the large head looks crushed, handing you his paper. The name reads Jermaine Vanderbeek. Mark their names down on your paperwork and hand each their form.
I guess that's that.
That is indeed that.
Pack it up, Egg.
He closes his toolbox. Alright. Why is the music still playing here? We leave. Hello. They're gone.
Yes?
Nothing. Alright. Help the ravers cancelled. There are already some people inside. Yeah, no. Get a cell, talk about our associates. A cell refused to talk about our friends and we should open up later. Sing the signs with Noid, solve egghead puzzle. Find traffic hooligan. Yeah, it's all quiet now. I mean, honestly, we can't just let kids start a nightclub. Come on. Crazy? These kids need, like, proper care. And not be on drugs all the time. I know my character was doing drugs all the time also, but... My character is a grown man. All these are kids.
Yes, what is it?
She doesn't look from the keyboard. Those ravers won't be bothering you anymore. I arrested them before they were planning a drug trade.
You arrested them?
She looks up,
I
surprised.
didn't think the cops in this place had it in them.
Right, I'll let you work in peace now. What? I want to figure shit out. Is that it? That's it with this place? Oh, wow, okay. That's it. Alright, just let her work. I want to learn more about what she was doing. I guess not. Guess we'll just leave. The cops probably won't be too hard on them, right? They're just kids. Doing drug stuff, sure, but still. A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. We can get new points. Or thoughts. The litany of contact, Mike. -1 logic, -1 conceptualization, -1 drama. 15 minutes. It's time once again to return to the 20 things you like to say about Contact Mike. The boxer who is apparently a paragon of open competition. Really doesn't get any better than this. Any better. Both inside and outside the ring. Stop. Point at someone. Someone in the distance. Point a finger at him. He will point his finger back at you. Vaulting an impossible gulf of finance and privilege to bring out the law jaw. Hey, do that observation. It's all cool. Man, don't freak out. But every time you say I am the law and you say it a lot, it's basically hello for you. Your jaw does this weird thing, sort of shift sideways, hanging off your face in a jaunty angle, while the word law sounds oddly cutter and low. It's strange, you would notice it, but after saying you're the law 80,000 times, the question does come up. Why do you have law jaw? Actual art degree. Indirect modes of taxation. Rigorous self-critique. You know what? Why don't we do the law jaw? That sounds cool, kinda. Homosexual. Underground. Alright, a lot of stuff here. Or we can just crank on the points. Our psyche is pretty low. Intellect is pretty high. Or we could store it. Yeah, let's crack it open. Bringer of the law. Law jaw. Yeah, we'll start internalizing that. Why am I doing this? Weird law jaw thing. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. Apparently people work hard to do weird shit, like smashing plastic domes. Not work hard to do, you know, work. This is the Nolan Wind Critique. Wind Kink, an unsuccessful model. Oh, it is smashed. So I would say this particular one is pretty unsuccessful. Alright, you can head up. Oh, I can use it?
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Pick up the handset. Okay.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
The machine is operable. Call a random number. No? Let's not waste money on just calling random things. If I have someone to call, I'll be the first one to tell you. Ooh. Lots of stuff here. Oh my. What the hell? Bars cover these long dusty windows. Dude, okay, no, we gotta check out this first. There's so much here. What's up with this jacket?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of
Jacket.
clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Touch it.
The cloth, if you can still call it that, makes a soft crunching sound as you thrust your finger into it.
Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Okay.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Aw, but I want it still. Filthy jacket, yeah. I'll interact with it. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with sequel shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is.
As
Interact.
you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Yeah.
Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
Ensconces, huh? Nice word.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Gross.
Why? Why did you think about it? Look at your hands. They're covered in muck.
You, flick your hands.
Now you're just flicking that
Aw.
shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Aw. Come on. Interact
As
with
you
it.
hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Why did I fondle this shit jacket again?
There is no why.
Let's just put it away then. What?
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Let's not think about that right now. Put the filthy
It's
jacket away.
probably better that way.
I wanted to check. What the hell? It screwed me. Check out this barrel. Look at that. It's got some sense. A makeshift roof. Vagrants tried to make this boardwalk habitable. The staff will keep out neither rain nor snow nor wind. Not very habitable at all. Okay. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. It's old. Vagrants have recently painted the top red. Water drips from it. Ooh, +2 Encyclopedia of Innocent Perception. Mega Beano's prescription lenses. Whose idiotic idea were square and beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention that seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. But it does make you smarter, apparently. RCM Commander's jacket. Espirico and Visual Calculus. That seems like useful stuff. This gives you drama. Visual Calculus -1 drama. Empathy for lower logic. How about perception lowered but +2 encyclopedia? +1 empathy for my shoes. You counter that perception loss with some extra perception. Something behind these panels, probably money. Just a bunch of bottles, alright. Okay, so people trying to live here. Or, you know, try to set up a little base. Really go that well for them though. Obviously. A big wine canister. It's open and empty.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. That is awful. Cover your nose. No, what is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that.
Oh, there is a dead body here.
Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. The signs of decaying meat. It announces itself from 24 meters away. A warning. A memento mori.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Well, there is a dead guy here. What about this trash can?
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear. Empty cigarette package, crumpled kebab.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find.
Take it.
No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
A lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Great. Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet.
Okay.
It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Okay, leave. Look at the body. It's a dead body, definitely.
A man lies
Working
on
class
the boardwalk,
corpse.
his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. Two bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. We need to investigate. Yeah.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
So he is the one who put the kebab in the trash can.
The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search the
You
pockets.
find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Is this... I hope this guy is not the guy's husband.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
So the thing broke, he hit his head on this bench and died.
A
God.
bad fall. It might have been dark outside. This place is a minefield in the dark. When damp, these boards are really slippery. Even a sober man could lose their balance here.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
Alright.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Alright, step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet.
Oh, no.
He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside.
So he was drinking and coming up here.
Tear all around us.
He looks at other two bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Alright, examine the chewing gum wrapper. I won't.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too.
Okay.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
Okay, step back.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south, the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet.
We do know that he was married.
The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand. The flesh around it swollen and grey.
But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Agreed. If this somehow converges later, why not? But keep it simple for now.
Do you think he was drunk? Point at the bottle.
Oh yes.
The lieutenant nods. What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Makes sense. What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab.
He shrugs.
It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Someone should be held responsible for the broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk.
Makes sense.
Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Well, at least, they will have been warned. Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with them?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on, what about the field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me.
Probably.
I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy?
Maybe, but we don't really have much time or resources to spare. The guys at processing will take care of the rest.
Alright. We found him. We should finish this. Yeah, take the case.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Alright, sure. Let's have a look. Here it is. A library card found from the pocket of a dead man in the Martinez Broadwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears the stamp of Jamrock Public Library.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Oh, we got a name then. Billy Mejean.
Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned.
Okay.
Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Could be the lady's husband, but I don't know still. Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours 900 to 1800.
Good.
It
We
takes
should
note.
give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Billy Mejean. Alright.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Put it away. Alright. Okay, he said don't pick up the tear. Right, I won't do it. This con-operative viewer has been out of order for years. Alright, anything else with the body?
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Alright. And the trash can, anything new there?
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Alright, we leave. This is sad, but sure. Careful that these floorboards look rotten and weak. Alright. We walk it off. It's fine. It's a new case. Might as well take it, honestly. At least do something. Police work. That is why we are here. Anyway, what is this?
The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They're covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years.
Try to see inside.
Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase.
Alright.
There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it. And a small layer of white salt from the sea.
So it's abandoned. Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? Point at the windows.
No,
He shakes his head.
I won't even try. You know,
He takes his glasses off.
I had a partner once. They called him Eyes. because he had to show me things. It's that bad.
Can you still shoot though?
Well enough, actually. It's odd how that works. I'm no sharpshooter, but I pass my shooting courses 7 out of 10.
Okay.
His hands lead the way when it comes to that. And his shoulders. It's reflex.
Alright. Sure. There's a guy and a kid here. Hello, people. You see a dead body nearby?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Blonde man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles. Trent Headslum.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Trent Heilostam.
He turns to the
You
lieutenant.
must be Kim Kisuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
How do you know who we are?
Nice to meet you.
The lieutenant nods. Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carve and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
Great. Wait, what was that about the windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Great. So you and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his head on the boy's shoulders. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into verbs lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Maybe he's a professor. That's okay.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in 08.
Really?
We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points at the building again.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
What's so fascinating about an empty old building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes, springtime sun warming his handsome face. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Look at the building looming above you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
Well, leader at his time maybe, but now it's finished. I don't think I've ever heard of this Field Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
Okay, so they made electronics.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines.
Just as towards
But
the building.
Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve.
He grins.
I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was the ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a
He pauses for
tape
effect.
computer.
A tape computer.
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
No personal computers yet, huh? He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced.
He assumes something like a combat stance, facing the wind.
What happened?
Indeed. What?
What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market.
He nods.
Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other buildings, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even a boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
Martinez proper. You're saying that Feld built this boardwalk? Look under your feet.
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon as if picturing gondolas as into the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
I guess you're teaching us on history, alright. What happened to the engineers, the company people, and technology, obviously?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys.
He smiles again
But
as
this
if he's
story
personally
is a bit
responsible for the
too
bleak turn of
dark
events.
for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers,
He was personally responsible. Trant, Hellsman.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were bourgeois.
He means they all got shot in the head because they were bourgeois. Now you know what bourgeois is? Okay, no, I'm not gonna... Say the kid, man. Tape computers, right?
tape computers.
He nods, wind tussling his suit jacket. I get it. Didn't end well. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications.
He says, while his
But
son looks
also
up.
to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Decret de Mars.
He says, while his son looks up, idly chewing on the corner of his worm-themed coloring book. I mean, what was that?
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
I don't remember
A
that.
short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
I guess when the revolution happened and they kicked out the king, they came here. They sent a message here. I see.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser dans le Lind.
Great,
You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
great.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
He looks at his son, who starts giggling, his face hidden behind the book.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How did those tape communicators work? Did they work like radio computers?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Humpty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje.
Really? That's
It
a nice
raised the
name.
same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team. Trying to.
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center?
He did.
What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Okay, the Humpty Dumpty Dom Center, Paul Ockman, Keith and Guy Juice. What are you talking about?
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art.
Really?
The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
Ligman's notion of memory? Oh, what the hell are you talking about? You're making this up. Don't do the lieutenant. Kim, is he making this up?
In fact, I'm not.
Huh.
The Humpty Dumpty Dum Center
He
is
says
a place
casually.
you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his throat. Humpty Dumpty Dom Center. It's Wednesday evening and something heinously exciting centers where people have gathered beneath the billowing roof of an oddly shaped trophy building, sipping wine and exchanging opinions. 29-year-old Wonder Twins, Guy and Keith Juice, the stars of the show, with their bomber jackets and their white sneakers, head curators of this art exhibition. It's the Humpty Dom, the dommiest event of the year, and all the cool kids have RSVP'd. Where are you if you're not there?
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers.
Uh-huh.
As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Nod. Cool.
Very, very cool.
He
Though
agrees.
I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of 07.
Wait, the failed playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
How do you know they're incorrect? Did you work here? Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype.
3 versions. You know too
Nothing
much,
but
man.
debris and ashes remain inside that building.
It takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I want to ask something else.
But of course. What else?
He smiles and ruffles his kid's head. I want to hear how this felt, Billy.
Sure. What's on your mind?
No.
But of course. What else?
You look someone who has money. Do you have any money? Oh no. Great. Thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. You know there's a dead body close by. Maybe don't go there. What about this?
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Research and development.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Looks like tomorrow never came.
The lieutenant traces the collar of his bomber jacket. Turn away. Alright. Interesting stuff. Another power box. Try something now. It's empty. Alright. Kind of sad, I guess. The fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Oh, can I actually open these with a crowbar, perhaps? Oh yeah, those are fad. Lots of money. That's great. Anything else for you guys?
Good evening.
You look someone. No, I'm not gonna ask for money. Come on. I may be a little desperate. Not that desperate though. Then I'm gonna start asking random people to give me money. It's getting quite late. Aha! But I believe I have found what I wanted. Or what I needed to find. No boat in the boathouse today. This section of course hasn't been used in decades. What's in here? Ooh, magnesium for morale. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Interesting. Is your own stardom too dazzling for your eyes? Can't better look at your own fabulous reflection in the mirror? Then these classic oversized sunglasses are for you. Savoy flare. Oh wait, what? The mirror lies, dazzling reflexes. Alright, sure. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. But there is money here. What's even going on here, man? There's so much. The whole damn complex here. The ancient paint is peeling off the roof. This shaded bench covered in rust. Sign says entry ender tile. What the hell is this? It's
A
got bullet
scattering
holes.
of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Bullet holes in the plaza, bullet holes in the backyard. Know about the revolution, know about Fell Electrical. Yeah, okay, all the employees were shot here. Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes.
He brushes the
Looks
wall
like
with his
fully
hand.
automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Why so many bullet holes?
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement.
Then they were shot.
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side.
Gives a command.
A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Great. Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes.
So like soldiers, workers.
They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Yeah, which one indeed?
Men of duty, dark duty.
Who were they?
Martyrs of the nation, the Arden Knights.
Huh.
The few who had the guts to do this.
The Arden Knights. Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air. The lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was in this execution?
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution.
At first, the lieutenant doesn't say a word, then he stares at the wall. I don't know. Alright.
Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
So nobody knows.
Remember what Trent Heidelstein said about Veld?
What if it was the Feld personnel when their assets were being seized by the revolutionaries?
Another likely scenario.
The lieutenant nods.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, so-called moralists?
Yeah. It's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
Alright. What is this mission? Dead body on the boardwalk. Another dead body is on Martinez boardwalk on the coast. Search the man's remains. Alright, call the library. Right. A sad find. But it's part of life, I guess. It's war. People do some horrible things in war. Take everything. Bunch of bottles of water. Of plastic. Thank you for letting me grab everything. $0.46. Why is it into plastic? Is it full? Where's that bag? Here it is. I don't know how many things I have in them. What is this? This door is only barred shut. It is inaccessible. Alright. Because everything's turning to plastic now. I think I have maxed out on bags maybe. Plan, people. +2 logic, -1 perception. What the hell is that? The small wire framing inside this futuristic looking flan people hat gives it the aerodynamic shape of Swoop Skyer's helmet, but none of its protective qualities. Covers the wearer's ears and eyebrows to butting down the drag coefficient. +2 logic, ultimate peak focus, -1 perception, eyes on the road. Alright, I guess. It's something. Yeah, it's definitely these are bottles, but they're turning into plastic because I guess I can't grab anymore. Oh no, I can grab bottles. What the hell, man? Alright, can take a look at that, I guess. Kinda dangerous to walk like we're doing, but sure. Now someone did die. An old ticket booth, no longer in operation. Very interesting. Run down. Okay, nothing. Alright, Mr. Scientist Man. Yep, it's definitely the scientist people. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. What about this? These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. They won't light up. Yep, it's the dude. We found him.
Here we go.
More of the
Nice and
cryptozoologist.
easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
I see the cages.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Hello.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officers.
Hello, Morel, the cryptozoologist.
His self-conscious
If you're not
enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly. He looks like your understanding of a scientist.
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Crypto-fascist. Amazing.
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morel, the cryptozoologist.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Your wife.
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance.
Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Of course.
Find Morel.
Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
It's done now.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock. The labyrinth of streets underneath it makes it difficult to pass, not like walking over a nice water lock.
Yeah, that was me. I broke the water lock of the motor carriage, but it's fixed now. You can go back. The water lock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it. We told the whole story.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Really?
Did he say we can go back now?
He did.
Yes, Gary. We can go soon.
He turns to you.
If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Nice.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
That she is.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind. Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for.
Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it.
What makes it so difficult to find?
Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasmodea,
Phantasma.
a ghost
Nice.
insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds.
He looks around.
Awful lot of reeds around, aren't there?
That they are.
And I suspect it may have also developed other specialised techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists in our present case.
Maybe it's true, but I doubt it. What sort of specialized techniques is the phasmid using to hide itself?
It's my hypothesis that it has evolved certain electrochemical defences that allow it to interfere with animal perception,
Amazing.
impeding pattern recognition, confusing the visual cortex.
You mean it's just got camouflage?
But I cannot describe how these defences work, much less how they evolved, without studying a live specimen.
And how big is this phasmid?
I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodea zoensis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So,
He leaves the conclusion up to you. If it's so big, someone would have seen it by now. And why are you so interested in this stick bug? Aren't there more sensational animals out there?
typical rookie assumption.
He flashes you a sideways smile.
Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. Even simply catching a glimpse of the Insulindian phasmid would be the apex of my, of any, cryptozoologist's career. But to study it and its defences, find out how it stayed hidden so long.
He shakes his head. Very good. Alright. What have you discovered about it so far?
Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third-hand accounts.
So no one's ever found one.
Not yet.
He holds up an index
That's what
finger.
makes it a cryptid.
Great.
Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real?
I know it's real.
Cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems to be taken aback by it.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement.
Definitely.
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition.
Enough first-hand accounts. Lena said there has been a sighting of it here in Martinez.
Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinez specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all the sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore.
Right. Maybe the insolent phasmid has died out.
I have to resist the thought.
He shakes his
Such
head
an
vigorously.
extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis.
He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs. This makes it easier for a species with a small population to survive.
Okay. It's pretty clever.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I'll try my best to remain dispassionate.
Okay, tell me about these traps.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick.
He points at a cage of mesh and wiring. I mean, I see the cages, where they are. Lena designed the traps?
Yes,
He says with some pride. Alright, well that's nice. How do the traps work?
simple. Attracted by the locusts, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can get back out.
Okay, that seems stupid now.
At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton.
What are you using as bait? I guess it's locusts.
Locusts.
Just as it was a trap.
Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course. But we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects.
Amazing.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny, chittering swarm.
And how are they getting out then?
A meat-eating stick insect. Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely.
A carnivorous stick insect. Seems unlikely.
Thank you for your opinion. We have also included plant material in the traps to satiate your skepticism.
Alright, what will you do if the traps don't work?
They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the failure of previous efforts by other teams, which use plants. We have given this some thought.
Sure.
The traps do seem to be deftly and thoughtfully constructed. It's clear the cryptozoologist's wife knows what she's doing.
Let me ask you something else.
Yes. What?
Lena seems pretty eager for you to return.
And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we finish with these traps.
Great.
My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
You look south where Lena would be.
Come on, Morale. We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back.
Gary wants to go.
And leave the traps? Absolutely not.
He yields in response.
Won't let Lena down.
Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I didn't know phasmid was so important to Lena.
Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting, on record. One of only 4 this century, and it's hers.
Oh, so she's the one who's seen it. Really?
She's seen it?
Really? She sighted the plasmid? She didn't tell me that.
Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact.
Oh.
But that's her story to tell, not mine.
Coughs, then continues.
Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now.
Another cough into his fist this time. Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, come back to check on the traps later.
No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel?
Great.
He's dead set on this. I could go for some trap setting.
What if he checked the traps for you?
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
He looks at you with obvious surprise. Cryptozoologists and detective work are very similar.
Yes, indeed. Both require a great deal of research, attention to detail, and, above all, persistence.
Where are these traps?
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this little peninsula, by the boathouses there.
He points
It's
out.
very near.
Yeah.
Another we set in Land's End, to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there. On your way to the old radio tower, after the church.
After the church to the old radio tower. To the northeast. Okay.
The third is set near the canal,
Canal.
where you crossed, by a concrete slab. A big thicket of reeds going up the slope, and among them,
He adjusts the trap in front of him. Alright.
you should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry.
Alright.
That seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular venture?
Pursuit of knowledge is its own justification.
Is it?
He doesn't look too convinced, but the small shrug indicates why not. What if I do find there's a plasmid in one of the traps?
Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight.
Alright, maybe I'll discover something.
He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself.
What if I encounter the plasmid in the wild?
That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do,
He takes out a small
I'll
white
spray
spray
you
can.
with a pheromone mixture I developed.
Oh god.
It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week.
Oh god. He's gonna put some potent spray on me. Lay it on me, thick. Present your armpit. Let's do it. He douses you with the odd smelling spray, a double helping as you present your other armpit, then gives you a satisfied nod.
I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
He looks at the lieutenant with disdain, then puts the spray back in his pocket. I'm ready, let's get to it.
Right. Which means you two can pack up and go back to the boiling.
Finally, someone's talking sense.
Alright.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it.
I'll
If it's
ask.
more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later too.
Yeah.
What about his eager-to-leave friend Gary there? Talk to him too, perhaps.
Yeah, I should. How did he become a cryptozoologist?
I've just always liked animals and puzzles. Searching for cryptids is a bit of both.
So you're living your childhood dream out here? Why not just be a zoologist? Have you discovered a cryptid? Alright. So you're living your childhood dream out here.
It's not child's play. Just because I have to traipse through the mud every so often.
His eyes narrow. Why not just be a zoologist? Real animals are puzzling too.
Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is superstition. Everyone does.
Honestly, being a cryptozoologist trumps most of the garbage I've seen people do. Yeah.
My methods
nod.
do not differ from other scientists. I simply draw upon a wider variety of evidence. And I have more hope that something truly surprising might happen.
And has anything truly surprising ever happened to you?
No, as I said, I have yet to catch a cryptid, although I have come close. Close enough to keep trying.
Okay.
Interesting. Something for later, this close call.
What kind of evidence do you use?
Everything from forgotten regional lore to newspaper accounts, like the one that brought us here, to look for the phasmid. I keep a very open mind.
He's interested in things that people believe that scientists don't.
Okay. You think other scientists don't listen to ordinary people enough?
Most establishment scientists only care about reputation and remuneration, not real research, and certainly not the truth. They're a cowardly lot, and both the field and basement archives can be dangerous places.
Okay. So you've never discovered a cryptid?
No. Very few cryptids are ever discovered, and not for a lack of trying. To stay hidden is a cryptid's primary quality. It's even in the name, cryptid.
So how many cryptids have been found?
Of the list of cryptids kept by the Cryptozoological Society of Chemney, which is 4,082 items long, About 2,000 have been confirmed as hoaxes.
Okay, so 2,000 are not real.
2 are categorized as confirmed discoveries. The rest are in differing stages of discovery, refutation, and data collection.
Only 2 have been proven to be real?
Yes, the Chateau Quan forest pygmy, who turned out to be an extinct species of
And is
primate,
extinct. Huh?
and a cave salamander from Grad, who is, honestly, quite unremarkable. It's in a zoo somewhere.
Great.
We cryptozoologists are brutally honest with ourselves, more so even than the public. With cryptids, most cryptids are hoaxes or they are never found. That does not mean we should stop searching.
Alright, then the Insulindian phasm will be the 3rd. If you're so interested, sure.
Indeed.
He does not smile, just looks at you in the eye.
If
with a
our
forceful gaze.
expedition is successful, every paper in the world will report on it. From Revachol to Dushantu. It will be a zoological miracle.
He has clearly done his math on this. There is no surprising him or swaying his opinion.
Thanks for explaining that. Now about something else.
Yes?
Let's talk about specific cryptids.
Alright. What cryptids precisely? I usually discuss these things with specialists, so I don't know what.
We would have to discuss. He wants to say, but decides against it, since you've offered to help.
Okay. What cryptid did you almost catch? You said before that you almost caught something, yeah.
A willow person.
Willow
It's a
person.
long story. One non-specialist would find rather dull.
Willow people? Not at all.
What are willow people?
They're not people, really. Some argue they aren't really animals, as they seem to have evolved directly from trees.
Oh god. He says it in a self-explanatory everyday manner. I don't think there are trees. Animals, okay.
They're very, very thin, almost flat in fact, and can camouflage themselves easily, wrapping themselves around trees and blending in with the tree bark. In that way, they're not too dissimilar from the phasmid we're looking for here.
Wait, so I may have seen these willow people without knowing it?
You probably have.
And how do you almost catch a willow person?
Gary and I painted an entire grove's worth of trees in slow-drying paint. It was a bright lavender colour. I was hoping one of the willow people would get paint on it and not be able to camouflage itself.
Okay.
After waiting in hiding for hours, I saw a figure slip from one of the trees, a lavender shadow, dashing through the grove.
And then?
I chased it with a net. Not very elegant. You can't be elegant in the field. And, well, it was faster than me.
Okay.
A lavender shadow.
He smirks.
I know you think we were snacking on funny mushrooms. It's easier to mock someone than to admit that the world might be more interesting than you've imagined.
Maybe.
Furthermore,
Raises his finger.
I'm not saying it was a confirmed sighting. I'm painfully aware of what goes into verifying such things. There is a serious possibility that I saw a squirrel or a trick of the light. I am my own harshest critic.
Okay, well at least he knows.
He makes it a real point here to sound falsifiable.
And Lena setting up the phasmid, is that?
Confirmed.
He replies quickly.
It's 100% verified and meets all the standards of an authentic cryptid sighting.
Okay, just tell me about a cool cryptid, any cryptid.
No offence, officer, but I'm not much of a pedagogue. I don't know what I would have done if Lena hadn't persuaded me to go back to field research.
She persuaded
You should
you, huh?
ask her if you want interesting stories.
Okay.
Me? I'm not a people person, unless you haven't noticed. And I don't make a good lecturer. My strength lies in field work and persistence.
He brushes an errant strand of hair from his eye. Enough tales then, let's change the subject.
By all means.
He coughs and wipes his mouth. I'll get going. Yeah, you seem to be sick, my man. What did I get? Nothing? Inspect the traps. Check the traps for Morel, the cryptozoologist, so he and his friend Gary can get some rest. There are 4 traps in total. After checking on them all, turn to Morel with the news. Land's End, trap Morel just set up. Check trap near the boathouses. Trap near the canal you crossed. South of the village. Alright. This is another dead end, right? Lots of people out there missed the good old days. Sure. These heavy military blockades riddled with bullet holes crumble. There's someone left a bottle here as well. I'll grab that. Anything else you gotta talk to you about?
We'll be on our way soon.
He gets up.
Thank you again for lending a hand.
Alright, I'll get going then. What are your friend here?
Hello, I'm Gary. Very generous of you to help us out, officer.
Thank you.
Yellow man.
He turns towards
I
Kim.
mean, officer.
Okay, you're racist. He's a fascist, I guess.
The lieutenant raises his eyebrows slightly and takes out his notebook. Yellow man. Interesting. This is something to ask him about after a little probing first.
I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can
change the
return to
subject.
civilization.
Not a lover of the great outdoors?
I like nature, just not this bloody coast. It's mostly drunks and degenerates that come here.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art the paragon of virtue.
I am neither of those things, I can assure you. I'm a by-the-books clean as a whistle officer of the law. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants. Drunks and degenerates, that's my crew. I don't think I might be a drunk or a degenerate. Nobody's perfect. I'm sorry you've been able to drink. Yeah. I'm not even tempted to touch intoxicants.
I've been tempted on occasion. But someone has to stay strong for Revacol.
Gaze shifts with a pile of soggy logs at his feet.
He pronounces Revacol with a hard K, unlike other people. Serious question time. This man is no innocent. No one is.
You said Revacol.
I like to pronounce it the hard way. The old way. The Vespertine way.
Yet not solemnly.
The stupid way.
Stupid way. Great.
It's a secret rite. A very fringe nationalist handshake, probably.
Okay, do you know anything about the man hanged behind the whirling in rags?
Oh, so that's what the RCM in Martinez is about. Great. Great to hear someone's finally taking care of that.
So you do know something about it?
Yes, he does.
No.
He strikes his head emphatically.
Nothing. He was some kind of mercenary. But everyone here knows that. I'm just glad to hear you're looking into it. That's all.
Okay.
He's not feeling very comfy in his clothes, is he? Strange.
Fix his tie.
He didn't kill him or anything, but there's something going on here.
This is your mug. Hold up the yellow man mug.
My mug? Why would you think that?
His eyes widen at the sight of the mug. He's seen it before, all right.
It seems you were calling it lonely, calling it lonely when you cried yellow man. I can see you recognize it. It's in your eyes. You look like the kind of guy who might have a collection of mugs like this. Home in his colonial mug collection. You said yellow man. That's not something many people go around saying. Yeah.
Really? I hear it all the time. All in jest, of course. No offense meant to anyone.
Just a minute, man. You put the mug in the trash container behind the whirling.
Maybe. Okay. Yes, I did. I know I shouldn't have, and I am very sorry, officer.
He pauses.
You're not going to fine me, are you?
Reward a fine slip for 100 real. I am.
Okay. I deserve that.
Yeah.
And I won't do it again.
He accepts the slip.
You have my word.
You have my word. Alright, 100 real,
I
please.
don't know what got into me. Stuffing my garbage in another man's property. I've been having trouble at work lately. The Koikos are price dumping us out of competition.
Okay.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Just answering some questions. Helping out the law.
How did he get into the trash container?
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez.
Really? Why would you need to get into everyone's trash?
So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff.
He says
Garbage
blowing
disposal
shamefully,
is
like a fallen
expensive
knife.
as hell. The damn Hemians run it like a mob.
Okay, so he has access to the trash can.
I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have disgraced myself.
Yeah, 100 real for it.
Disgraced? No need for the histrionic, sir. It was, after all, just a trash container.
He studies his reaction. Gary doesn't answer.
Gary, did you put the clothes of a murder victim, the man who was hanged behind the whirling in rags, into the trash container? Yeah.
Officer, please.
He raises both
Let
hands.
me explain. It's not like that.
So he did do it.
I was only cleaning up. I
Okay.
live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know?
Okay, then what happened? Yes, what happened?
Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would.
Okay.
I put them into the whirling's trash, along with a broken mug, admittedly.
He changes his mind mid-sentence.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too.
Right. It was just civic duty.
Lieutenant remarks dully. No, you probably came to steal something. On the body.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. Civic duty.
You wouldn't know anything about the victim's missing armor, would you?
Armor? No.
He changed his mind.
I mean, yes. Of course. I know he was wearing armor, but I don't know anything about it.
Uh-huh.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth, but he's too scared to admit more wrongdoing. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
Alright, let's move on. For now.
I hope I could help your investigation. In my small way.
If visibly relieved, it's over. Gain experience.
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
Composure legendary. Clinking sound. Why is it shifting around like that? And let's get his composure. Are you a cryptozoologist too?
No. I help Morel with research sometimes, and I've learned some things along the way. But I don't usually go in for picnics like this on my own.
So what do you do?
There probably is a follow-up to this, but you can't think of any. Doesn't matter. Waste of time anyway. Gotta keep moving.
Okay. You were surprised to see my lieutenant. A colleague, Lieutenant Kutsaragi.
Not many Sealites here, or anywhere, other than Sail. I meant no offense, truly.
Do you have a problem with Seolites?
No problem at all.
He flashes an impenetrable smile at the lieutenant. Alright. So Gary, you live nearby in an apartment in Martinez. Point in its direction.
Sure do, officer.
And you're a big man of Heimdall fan?
How?
Color drains from his flares. The color drains from his face. So the poster in your apartment. You know, I'm a Heimdall man fan myself.
But why were you in my apartment, officer?
Mr. Everard Clare asked me to get your door open. I figured I'd take a look around while I was at it.
So you work for Everard Clare?
You realize what's going on in Ginger Stone.
Officer, please tell him we're good. No, tell him I'll make it up to him.
What did you do?
What have I done? He'll send the muscle after me.
The man looks around, whispering. Make sure no one hears you talk.
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
You don't know, I just opened the door. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it doesn't like you. Try to do not to shit yourself, Gary. Just an open door. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it doesn't like you.
I was probably talking too loud in the whirling the other night. About some theories. Stupid. Shouldn't have run my mouth loud like that. I won't do it again.
He looks around nervously.
If there's anything I can do to assist you, or the Union, just ask, okay? I'll try to help if I can.
Okay, the body.
This scared him proper. He's positively melting from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together.
The weather vane has turned. He cannot be unturned.
He clearly liked his squirming. He may even have changed his mind about the whole door opening operation.
And now composure should be good, right? Scared him with his apartment. Good. Composure 5. Let's do it. We should get it done.
Is he?
Oh my god.
He's looking comfortable enough. Maybe it was just beads. Sounded like beads. But what kind of beads might a man like Gary be hiding beneath his clothes?
Are those prayer beads I keep hearing?
I don't pray, officer. Faith in non-existent helpers is a sign of weakness. Not for proper Revicolian men such as ourselves.
Okay. I need more composure. Well, I have points. You know what? I'll do a little bit more. Straighten your back, keep your poker face, level it up. Step changes.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law. I mean, officers.
83%, come on.
Okay.
Oh,
he
God.
keeps shifting uncomfortably, but you can't make head or tail of this sound. And honestly, it's rude to stare. So stop.
Oh god. Come on, man. Can I get some more composure with any of these? Visual calculus, drama, empathy, pain threshold, composure. Composure me. Suggestion, half-light, logic. Can I do it again?
I mean, officers.
Oh god, I can't. Well, that's not good. +3 logic, +2 executives to drama, visual calculus. It's not that bad, honestly. +1 to kingdom of conscience, interciliary trousers. What else did I have before? Electrochemistry for lower Savoy flare. Okay. Drama, encyclopedia, empathy. I mean, I lost my other hat. The hat was pretty good. I wanted to do this. Harrier Dubois. God damn it. I can't do it now. Straighten your back, keep a poker face. Motorics. How well you move your body. Intellect. Capacity to reason. Power to influence yourself and others. How well your body is built. I've really cranked on this stuff. I mean, my authority here is maxed out. Intimidate the public and assert yourself. Encyclopedia, logic, visual calculus. I put points in everything. I can't believe I can't question him. Or I lost him.
We'll be on our way soon.
Thanks for lending a hand. Yeah. But this guy keeps shifting around. He's done something, Lord. He knows something. He's not telling us. A buoy bobbs in the water. The number on it says 11. I'm just saying it's a river surely, and I'm slightly worried. Great. You can be worried, my man. I'm just sad I couldn't do what I came here to do. Okay, so you have a trap here? Okay, here it is. We'll do one of these, and then we'll end the episode.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
Behind you, a ruined residential building looms over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. They rustle confidentially, in tune with the pitter-patter of the rain.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Alright.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
Damn, I was hoping it would be in the first one. No need to crane, I'm not expecting to find anything. You don't have citizens. It'll be on the next one. Surely.
Surely.
Did you
Anyway,
and looks at the
the
sea?
air is nice and fresh here.
Yeah. Getting some fresh air, that's something. Thought we did this already.
Nothing has changed about this trap. You need to check the others.
Yeah. And I'm guessing these guys are gone now? Right, they gave me the work and now they're gone. Yes, indeed.
This is the trap Morel just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. But
look around.
The reeds by the abandoned campsite hiss and shake in the lazily falling rain.
Okay.
It's good the cryptozoologists left. This isn't a very cozy place to stay night after night.
Reach for the trap.
This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sign of any cryptozoological beast inside.
Alright.
Another empty trap.
Then it takes a note, more out of habit than duty. How is in the cardio? Can't enjoy it myself.
Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you?
He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. Alright. Sure. Oh. Sounds impossible to get a fire going just near the ocean. Those guys are trying to do it anyway. Alright. This is definitely the way back. Right. We never went this way though, did we? Okay, no, this just links around. It's a one big circle, man. What the hell? We should be getting back, honestly. Aha. Postcard Pluton 33. Items. This one has hell written on the back. It could not be further from the truth. It's the Bloomyeards, the Quran, the nicest district in Revachol West. It is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome buildings rise from the riverside. Steel, iron, and yellow limestone with cloud shadows sliding off the facades. There are a bunch of these postcards. Oh, and a handkerchief as well. The handkerchief is expensive. Something about the instant single smallest church may have rubbed someone the wrong way. Label says someone's got in 43. Dockworker shift card, dockworker permit, whatever. We'll, oh, not going to quick save, not going to full save. Do it. I'll see you all in the next one.